everybody. 5 series left to go in the season. This is MetaBusters versus Big Bananas. I am beyond hyped for this. Very excited. I think Big Bananas just got their roster in, so I'm excited to see who is playing here. It looks like we have Blake, Mike, Cam, Alex, and Mimi. So they're
Blake not support?
yeah, right. Crazy
They
stuff.
might have a chance. Let's
I
go.
mean, we're not putting Michaela top lane. That she would be very upset. And then on the other side, we do have Korn, Fujer, Tusini, Brandon, and Jackson. So we do have the Stop Jacob bot lane slotted out, and we do have Brandon and Jackson slotted in. I feel like both of these players had a pretty solid go of it in Frostbite, so I'm excited to finally get to see them go at it as a duo in the season. I don't actually know if they played as a duo in Frostbite, though. Noam, how are you
I
feeling
don't
on this
think
MetaBusters
so.
roster?
It's definitely weird. You said Stav isn't in at all, right?
No.
It's Korn, Fujer, Tusini in the top side.
Yep. But I think this is what we were seeing in what's it called? In Frostbite. So it's not completely unheard of for
I
this
know we
scene.
definitely saw Brandon. I think Brandon is like a pretty decent slot in for Stav. He plays similar champs, so it should be pretty easy for the team to adapt for it.
Yep. The standings have decided to break again.
Good.
Huh.
Nice.
Okay. I will fix that. I assumed that I just didn't pull the latest code.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't think it's a huge difference. I mean, they've played many a series with Jackson, so it'll be pretty similar. And he also has a similar champ pool to Jacob, so that's also similar. That being said, I'm excited to see if they have any adaptations that they want to pull for this series. How do you feel about a BB roster?
I don't know, but I will kick over to it so we don't have to keep looking at these standings. I think it's pretty solid. I think I know Adam can't play while Mimi is playing. I feel like that could be the only different thing that I'd really want to look for. I think it's tough without Alana. I know that's someone that they've been playing with a lot, but maybe just in terms of role comfortability, this might be the better one. I do think Michaela's playstyle does tend to complement a lot of what Alex plays, although I do think the kind of like Enchanter Mage champion pool into Jackson could be a little tough. He does like to play these more aggressive picks, but I'm excited for it. I think this is one of the stronger rosters that we've seen out of them, and I think they do pretty one-to-one matchup into MetaBusters, so I think they have a pretty solid chance.
I'm just hoping and praying that the arena game I started before you got on will not take too long.
Yeah, that is valid. Going forward, our key matchup is Cam and Tusini, who have actually never played against each other before.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I
I
guess
think it's a
they
little
were
exciting.
on. I think Tusini was a sub when Cam was on MetaBusters, maybe. No, I don't think that's true actually. But I think any season where they would have had overlap, Cam was in a different role, so I guess that makes sense. I don't know if you're fact checking that or if
Oh
you're
no,
doing
I'm
something else
not.
in the
I'm trying to
background.
get the standings to work.
That's a valid thing to try to be doing.
Yeah. I genuinely don't even know how that happened. So I'm not getting an error or anything, and I know I fixed the code at some point.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Ducini, as most of us know, is one of the stronger mid laners in the server. It's going to be interesting to see how they match up. Their KDAs are really similar, but Ducini has about 1.5 times the win on basically the same amount of losses. So
Yeah, I mean, we are kind of leaving out the elephant in the room, though. Where's Syndra in Cam's champion pool? I think that's going to be a
true.
super high priority champion. Basically, everyone in the server does play it, except for Cam, I guess. So could be a little interesting there. I think what I did is I just didn't have an updated version of it. So I'm going to try one more time, and if it's still broken, then I will give up on it. But I believe I've restored the correct. Okay, awesome. It's going to look great now. Stav is actually in my DMs. He's probably fact-checking something for me. So that should be helpful once I hear about it. I just realized that my downloads are sorted incorrectly. That's part of why this was all screwy. But
Mm.
okay, should be locked and loaded here. Stuff said that they just discovered that if you put a parenthesis in the search bar in DraftLol, it bricks. So don't do that if you're a captain. Thankful for that info. Moving forward, though, key player for BB is Blake. I think this is astoundingly true. I think this team tends to live or die based on how this guy plays, and I think he does run a lot of their draft. Do you think Blake is going to like heavily cook in this series, or do you think he might play a little more conventionally just for a safer shot at winning?
I think it like super duper depends on enemy draft. I think if Korn ends up drafting like a tank, we might end up seeing the Chime Minister come out.
What about the Soul Senator?
I don't know. I think Soul Senator is fake.
Dude, I love the Soul Senator. What else? What
I
else are
would
you on the
love
pin?
to see it.
The Rock representative.
That one definitely has a chance to come out.
It
Although I
is in
think
his top 5.
Cassini plays too many AP champs for it to be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it's solo AP, because Korn does have a lot of AD in his shampoo pool. I am wondering about Darius Pryo. I wonder if we're going to see it just banned out. I know a lot of teams tend to just do that because it is Korn's highest performing champion by far. If we do step back and look at the champion swatch, it's 12-5. I don't think anything else comes close. And the same can honestly be said about the two champions under it. Syndra and Jarvan also high priority champions. And there's a champion that I think is even higher priority and shouldn't be banned, but I dare not speak it into existence in fear that somebody is lurking in stream. So,
DM it to me.
Yeah. It's the obvious one. We'll see if it gets banned. If it doesn't, I will say something, and if it does, I will say something too. But draft should be starting at I think 9:12. There was a slight delay due to BB being a little late to put their roster in, which means that I do have time to pull up the top lane matchup because that is really what I'm interested in here. Because I believe they may have played before, and I think that could really change things if they have. Because I think Blake may draft differently if he's comfortable into it, but actually looking at it, they haven't played either. So I'm wondering if any of these matchups have actually occurred before now that I'm thinking about it. I think Fujer and Mike didn't quite line up in terms of time. I really doubt Brandon and Alex have played against each other.
They haven't.
Jackson and Michaela have not, which I just checked. So we're actually seeing a like completely brand new 5v5. There's been a lot of beef thrown between these two teams just because of how important this series is for qualification for both. If MetaBusters
do you want to run
here,
us through?
Yeah, I don't entirely remember, but the short thing is that Big Bananas winning here helps them a lot, but it is not necessary. And MetaBusters winning here would automatically guarantee them playoffs, but if they lose, things get a little dicey. They actually are positioned so that if they end up losing here, they lose out on a lot of the tie breaks. So it would be vastly beneficial for them to end up winning. But neither team lives or dies just based on this series. It kind of depends on a few other factors in order for that to happen. So it's going to be exciting, and I think it sets up really well for a bunch of these future series, but it's definitely not live or die. But I think these two teams are going to be matched up super closely to each other, so I think this should be very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, not having any matchup statistics is super interesting. I mean, it's hard to know which way it'll go historically. This season, at least, BB hasn't looked amazing, but they've made some adjustments with their roster, which I think will be really beneficial. And then at the same time, we've seen like kind of a downwards trajectory from MetaBusters, so I'm hoping to see them bounce back from that. That is my former child, after all. But we'll have to see. It's really uncertain as of now which team we'll see from both sides.
Oh, and this is also one of those meta benders. I think he needs to not. I'm just going to put it out there. I think Fujer needs to be on a real jungler. I think they're going to suffer a lot if he's not. I don't know if the crowd agrees with me, but I am going to stand by that. And I always forget to delete this. But here we go. Oh wait, can I do that? There we go. Apologies, my home screen is leaking through. But here is the champion that I dare not speak. But Twitch is just banned away, right away. That is definitely the correct thing to do. Brandon is not Stav, but he is also a Twitch one trick, and he's quite good on it, so I think it's good to take care of it. Kane is banned away from Mike. Not one of his highest priority junglers, but I think probably the easiest to build a team comp around.
Yeah, you were talking about meta busters, maybe busting in the
Ooh.
jungle, and I mean everyone probably knows I am a fan of meta busting.
Yeah, I do want to mention though, Darius and Syndra just went through. I would bet that BB is looking to first pick it for the jungle. I would be shocked if Mike doesn't play it. Jinx is going to get banned away instead. Alex had not been prioritizing this champion for a couple series and then ended up picking it in the most recent one. But yeah, that's just going to be an insta-lock first pick Darius. Cam's a huge Darius player, but I would imagine this is just going into the jungle for Mike.
Yeah, I would assume that's where it's gonna go. We are seeing the Kane ban come out, which
Oh
Mason,
my
when he
god.
casted the series against them,
Oh
was talking
no.
about how he doesn't think that's good. He's just hovering all of the
He's
picks that
hovering
he's
the
talked
off
about for
meta.
jungle.
Oh
I mean,
no.
Vayne is like good too.
Yeah,
Like
it is
Vayne's
locked in.
bot
I don't
is
know if
good.
it's jungle. I would hope not, but uh
This is a must-win series for both teams. So if they do end up playing Vayne jungle in the first game, that would be pretty insane.
yeah, I don't know. I think these teams both need to be dialed. I like as dialed as possible and really try and push for the win. I think a certain amount of monkeying around can be had for sure. But I think you've really got to clutch up this series. But it is just going to be the Vi locked in for Future. It's a pick that he's looked really good on. And honestly, the way that they play around Alex, I think having this guaranteed lockdown is pretty good. Janna is just going to be locked in here. Um, I had heard some inklings that this pick was going to come out in game one, so we'll have to see how it does as a blind pick. I think Jackson does have some solid picks into it.
Yeah, I mean, crucially, the Nami is up. He's comfortable on the Nami, and then the rest of his picks are just really solid engage, which Janna is good into. Having the
Okay, I love this
is it called
pairing.
Hurricane?
I think Alex is probably going to opt into on hit here just because of the way he plays. Although Janna with lethality virus is lethal. It's such a good combination.
I'm
And
sure
I
I've seen him
know
play lethality as well.
Yes, I do know that Michaela is comfortable with this pairing because when Lethality Virus is broken, like 4 seasons ago, we'd run it in like every single Clash game. There is a whole library of clips from that. But it looks like the Lux being hovered, but Swain is going to be locked in. Jackson does play the support, but it could also just be mid for Tusini preemptively. If it is one of your primary carries, though, I do dislike it a little bit into Varus. Varus is very good Swain denial. He can get him with the Chain of Corruption and just kind of walk out of range, and it does provide constant heal cut. Echo is being banned against Cam. I'm not sure if he would necessarily pick it into Swain, but if that is going to support, they might be worried about Cam blinding it or countering whatever they do plan on picking. Syndra is still completely untouched here, and I think Lux could be a good look to ban. But denying Renekton on top of the Darius already denied from Corn here does really punch his pool. I'd expect to see something like Orin, Scion, Mundo, or Aatrox come out. Or
Yeah,
a brand new pick.
I believe those are his most played in the server. The GP is being banned away from Blake. I don't know how much you can trust him, but that guy says he doesn't play the champ anymore. So
I don't think you can trust the thing that Blake says.
yeah, that's about where I'm at too. I don't love the Swain pick here. I feel like it doesn't really bring you anything support into what they have so far, and it's not good mid blind either.
I mean, I don't hate its support. If you get an early Rylai's, it really stops Darius from being able to run at you, and you can kind of
It's true.
sustain through a lot of stuff. It has a decent matchup into Janna, just like overall compositionally. It doesn't have insane synergy with Vayne. The
They're
Kiana hover
hovering the
here is
Kiana. No way.
ambitious.
He's a big fan of it.
I mean, I would R5 that if you're picking it, but they are just going to pick
Oh,
Orianna. Ori Ball
thank
with
you.
Vi is a very good composition here. I think it does make sense that you bend the Echo now, so Cam's going to have to figure out what he picks into it. And it may just be this Shogath mid, although it can be flex top, or I don't know, however you want to say it. I think mid Cho is more likely here. And I think Blake is just going to have to figure out what he picks here. We're going to have the dreaded triple top laner plus bot lane composition. Um, and Metabuster's gonna have something more standard. This, oh my god, Blake's cosplaying Zeus, bro, or whatever. Whoever started playing that in LPL.
First I've seen was Zeus.
Yeah, I know it was played in LPL first, and that's where it became popular, but I do not remember who started it. I think Flandre. Someone
Horn
fact
is
check
trying
me.
to invite you on into
Oh,
their
yeah, sorry.
lobby.
I was just going to join afterwards. And Set appears to be the counterpick, except you've now counterpicked Cho'Gath. You're playing into Anivia.
Yeah,
They will
I
be able to
don't
find this
think.
out if they ask in the lobby, but actually, they're only allowed to know who's playing it. So, I mean, Blake and Cam could just lane swap it up, obviously. I would expect Blake to be on the Anivia, but we could see some counter lane swapping going on to make sure that we get the good matchup of the Anivia into Set. But the thing for me is that I actually was in this same position in a Norms game a couple days ago where they lane swapped and we tried to counter lane swap, but we spent slightly too much time in lane together, and I got an XP lead or XP deficit from the freaking lane swap protection, and then it like doomed my entire lane. So you have to be a little more careful about how you do mid to top lane swaps, even though that's not what's trying to be punished with the change. So could get a little interesting there if you're trying to match the enemy rotations. If they know how to avoid it a little better than you do, I think you could be in big trouble.
This is definitely a draft of all time.
I mean, this is just like straight up meta from BB. It looks a little silly, but I think all these picks are very well backed, just in terms of what's strong right now. However, this meta in League is a little stupid. So I agree, it looks dumb as hell.
I don't like. I don't know. I mean, it's good until what they've picked. Cho'Gath kind of handles Orianna poke once you get your first back off, and Anivia handles Set pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not. It's a
okay,
gross
the
draft
question
either
has
way.
been asked, who's playing Cho? And the answer is mid Cam. So, as I suspected, I don't know if they're going to try and lane swap the Set in Orianna, because Set mid is decent. They're also asking where Darius is. This is going to be jungle.
You never know. Mike might have cooked up a
No,
jungle Anivia.
that would be terrible. So it is as I predicted. We are seeing like the cringe, weird, off-meta picks that are very strong for the entire top side of the map, and then Varus Janna, which is a very default lane. Metabuster's going for a very kind of split composition. Like none of these champions really want to do the same thing. You have Vi and Orianna for like bursty dive. Set's like very good counter engage. Swain's kind of also counter engage, but he also wants to play for long fights, which the other people don't necessarily want to do. Vayne also does like the long fights, so you kind of have a bot lane that wants to do the same thing, and then a mid jungle duo who wants to do the same thing, which I think does help you out a little bit in one of these split compositions.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to head to the restroom real quick. I'll definitely be back before game starts, though.
Works for me. Yeah, I mean, I think this should be a pretty interesting game. We'll see if the pure draft following is the way, or if picking comfort champions that don't seem to go too well together is the way. And we'll also see if Metabusters is able to bounce back from the bit of the slump they've had recently, and if BB is able to get their first non-FF win. Gamba is up for anyone who wants to put money in on it. And I will see if we can get some of these champion assets going. I do want to see some of these matchups, and I do expect the player matchups to be first time for everything. This is probably going to be the first Anivia top we've had in this server. I don't know if anyone's played it. Cho'Gath mid we've had a ton of. We got some hype people in the server. It is funny that Brandon has a very similar champion pool to stuff. It's just kind of like a copy paste of him. Don't know how they found each other, but it's a nice match. But going in, champion matchups, we have not seen Janna Swain. Vayne's one up on Varus. Orianna's one up on Cho'Gath, but neither of them did well. The Darius has completely owned the Vi in the jungle. I believe that was probably a bean game, and Anivia versus Set we obviously have not seen before. Past performance, these top 3 players for BB are all first timing these kind of niche meta champions. I assume they've been practicing them off screen, but still first time coming out here. And same for Brandon. And the win rates, these past performances for Metabusters are looking rough. We have 0-4 in the top lane, 0-3 in the bot lane, and the jungle and mid is about even, but these players usually have much better KDAs. Looking over to the other side of the screen, Mimi 0.73 on Janna, 0-2. Maybe not one of her most comfortable picks, but definitely the style of champion she likes, and something that I know she's been playing a bit in norms recently. So definitely is practice on the champion. And Alex has played 14 games of Varus, about a 3 KDA, and basically dead even in terms of win-loss, just flipped one win in the wrong direction for that to be true. So a bit more experience on a champion compared to Brandon, maybe. I mean, it is hard because not some of these players have not been super active in the server, so we don't have a good representation of how comfortable they are on these various champions.
Yeah, I know for a fact that Brandon is pretty comfortable on the Vayne.
Yeah, the Set and Swain win rates are really troubling me. The 0-7 cumulative is not the best. Set also has just been a champion that's underperforming really heavily this season. Darius and Nivea both looking pretty good. Cho'Gath may have been a little bait throughout the season. Same with Varus. Both have pretty abysmal win rates, basically a 33% for each of them. Rest of champions across the board look pretty decent. Vayne a little lower, but I do think she ends up getting blind picked a lot. And as I said earlier, no player matchup data at all.
That is going to be an interesting game for sure. It's hard to know what to expect.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, looking at this, maybe I've just been giga-baited with Varus Bio. Maybe it's just all fake. Who knows? Anyway, we should be getting into
Might have
game.
fallen victim to pro play.
I don't know. Should be getting in soon. Cam and Blake both don't have skins. Mike does have a banger Darius skin. We got the Spirit Blossom. No Swain skin. Dog shit Varus skin, by the way. Maybe I've finally gotten hit by the I can no longer stream League. Maybe I have to do a screen capture as well.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, there we go. Okay. This adds credibility to my everyone else's is just broken, or everyone else just can't figure it out. I don't know. Whatever. Seems maybe you just have to switch off it and switch back on, and then it works. Who knows? We are
So what
taking a
you're
bit to
saying
load
is
into
just a
game.
skill issue.
Yeah, I think everything can be a skill issue. We did just see mastery level 25 for the Varus. Definitely very comfortable. I did not happen to catch what Brandon's was. Looks like there are pings coming out here for Metabusters. They're aware that BB does like to go for that invade, but it looks like BB is just going for a standard 5-point here. And same from the other team, although they are sending the Orianna top into the Anivia, which is, I think that's the correct strategy. We'll have to see if they play around the rotations better. Cam seems a little surprised by this, but I think this is easily the correct decision.
That matchup does seem pretty unplayable for the
Set.
set.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they swapped it around.
Yeah, Anivia is actually hovering towards mid, so they could just have Cho'Gath walk out of vision and match it top. And it looks like they may be doing that. There's actually no penalty for having a bunch of people mid lane. It's only top lane.
No, there is a penalty, unless they got rid of that.
Oh, there is?
There is. It just ends earlier for the time period where you can get the penalty.
Gotcha. But yeah, they will be swapping back. That is the downside of having the set walk up so early. You do just get to counter the lane swap very easily. And these matchups are actually even worse than they would have been in the the original lanes. So I think showing your hand just a little too early is going to put you in an overall worse position. So we'll have to see how it goes through the course of the game. I do expect to see some swapping back and forth.
I wonder how familiar they are with detecting lane swap strategies. Ideally, as the team who is trying to anticipate the lane swap, when your lane that is being swapped on potentially backs, you want to open up mid just so that you can quickly get to the lane that you want to match in. But I don't know how practiced Metabusters is with that strategy, because we haven't really had that many lane swaps even before they got super hard nerfed.
Yeah, it looks like we are seeing some counter jungling coming out. Fujer, I think 2-camped and is now running over to try and take the blue buff. Is going to run into Darius at some point, but should be able to spot him on the ward before that happens. Does have a smite available very soon to take this blue buff. Might just do that and then resume his clear with the Raptors. Work up with top. Yeah, Korn being absolutely punished in this mid lane matchup. And it does look like Vi's going for the wraparound here. Cam walking forward, does have a few minions on his side, but I do not think he's going to be the benefactor of this play. And First Blood going over to Fujer. Picks a traditional jungle champion, plays in a very solid way in the jungle, profits for it.
Shocker.
Darius is actually going to have knowledge that Vi did not finish the camps and should be able to get these Raptors for free. Drew coming out from Jackson. Actually, a lot of damage going down onto Alex. Brandon able to hit the silver boats. It actually is able to give the kill over to Jackson. Really good stun on the wall with Janna. They might be able to find another kill here. Going pretty low, but Janna should be able to find the counter kill, but that is Feats going over to Metabusters at 345. Or just the Feat of Warfare, sorry.
That's pretty good. I think the wave was also in a good state for Metabusters, so it looks like it should be pushing into them if Jackson doesn't push it.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson's getting a lot of work done with the Swain. He's just able to hit a lot of these projectiles, and a lot of the reason that Swain catches so much flack as a champion in higher levels of play is that, oh, they're just always going to dodge the E, but he's hitting them, so clearly there's no downside to it.
Yeah, for sure. We are seeing the swap-reswap come out from both sides.
Yeah.
Which I think if you're Metabusters, if you want to avoid this swap, you have to be the one to react to them trying to preempt the swap. You can't swap first.
Yep, that's exactly it.
And I don't know how likely it is that we'll see them do that. It's kind of hard to adjust on the fly to this in-game, especially if it's not something you've had to practice.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I've just randomly picked up. I don't even know when it happened. I think, honestly, from duo queuing with Stanley for a really long time, we would both blind pick, and eventually we'd do some swaparoos. Because I think there was a period of time where Renekton was played a lot mid, and I'd end up picking Gnar a lot of times, and I just want to stick with it. But yeah, no, it's hard, and it's very hard if your team is not all on the same page.
For sure.
I do think
Go ahead.
Yeah, there becomes a point where over-focusing on it is just going to end up hurting you in the long run, so it might be best for them to just accept the bad matchups and just see what they can get in lane. Tusini is actually having a pretty decent time into cam right now, so it doesn't seem like too much of a loss for them.
Yeah, and even if Set does fall behind, he's going to be relevant in the mid to late game just because of how good he is at counter engage.
Yep, and Cam did just burn the ult, so he's not going to find a kill here on Tusini, just going to try and cut it out. Shockwave is available, but Cam just going to walk out. No mana. It's going to have to take a reset.
We are seeing Darius gank from the top side.
Yeah, the flash is expended, does not have the ghost. Tusini is going to get knocked up here, but they didn't see it because he's in the bush, and Tusini's just going to live off of that. A bit of a fumble from BB there. Could have been a free kill for them.
Future just yoinked the cannon and 2 casters in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's okay. Tusini got a fruit out of the deal, so he's not too bummed about it. Cam's still forced to stay in lane with no mana. Definitely what you want to see if you're a MetaBusters fan. Really good Janna Tornado coming out. Ignite is burned onto Alex, but I don't think they're actually going to get anything from him.
Future managed to steal one of the grubs.
Yeah, they might be able to get more than that, but Tusini's now kind of stuck. Cam is here, does not yet have the ultimate, but should get it soon and use it right off of cooldown to get that +1.
It looks like they'll give over this last grub.
Yeah, neither team gonna get a point for feats for that, and I believe Dragon was taken by MetaBusters, so they're seem to be in the advantage. I do not know why that flash was expended. I assume that was a fat finger. No mention of it in chat. I did not see it. It did not happen.
True. I think you hallucinated it.
Yeah. I should just get like a picture of Flash and just move it down to... The problem is I'm going to do it and then I'm going to forget.
Yeah. And then someone will be accused of hacking.
True. That didn't quite work. Okay, Tusini is able to pick up a kill onto Cam there. Good setup coming out from Fujer.
And I think we're just going to see this the whole game.
Yeah, the Cho'Gath pick is going to come online eventually, and then it's going to fall off, and I don't know. I think you do need a bit more of a safer playstyle if you're going to make it work. Not sure how experienced Cam is on that pick.
Well, there's 2 options, right? It looks like he's going for the speed build with the Shurelias into Deadmans.
Yeah.
But if you're worried about being ganked over and over, it is also possible to just go full tank.
True, and they're trying to find a counter kill into Tusini. He walked up a bit too far from plates, and that's another Cho'Gath stack. Actually, really good route coming out here from Alex. They're able to get the knockup onto the Swain, and not enough blade stacks on him for him to find the kill. I'm not sure if Varus has enough mana for another ability, but if he hits anything else, he should be able to find the kill. And Michaela is able to pick it up, and really good Janna ultimate is able to secure the double kill for the BB bot lane. And they've actually stolen the gold lead back.
By Jackson.
There we go.
Oh, did you put a picture?
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. Janna has flash still. If she dies before it's actually back up, you know, unlucky. If not, then it's as if the flash was never expended.
True. That is how that works. Game is slowing down a bit here. We're seeing why it's so unplayable for Set into the Anivia. You just can never do anything. As soon as you step
dead
up,
center W, and it did not matter. Yeah, Darius is walking down here, going to look for the dragon, trying to get stuff here, but Tusini able to trade a decent amount of damage down, does have the shockwave still available. Future not quite yet in the area, but if they're able to stall Darius out a little bit, should be easy enough for him to get there.
I wonder how much setup we're going to see around grubs which are spawning. I think they're coinciding.
Yeah, they're 5 seconds off, so it's probably just going to be a trade.
Yeah, perfectly with Drake. So curious to see which team pries what.
And Future going for the mid play. Shockwave is coming out, and they're just going to look for this kill onto Cam, which should mean that Darius might be fine to do Dragon with 2 ults burned, but He's definitely positioned down there and not in a good spot to just go up and take grubs. If they're able to have enough prio to keep Darius off the dragon and they're able to get grubs, that's the best case scenario for Metabusters here. But it looks like Darius is going to go for a gank, is going to get spotted out by Jackson. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it. With no Ghost, it's hard for Darius to get on top without the element of surprise on his side.
Looks like they're posturing to take drag now.
Yeah, ults are available for both the bot laners and for the Darius, but Fujer's in the area, not spotted out here. He's just going to cancel that, go back, and is now seen on the ward. It's so hard for Darius to play into this team composition. But now there is a 4v4 bot lane, and they're able to find Cam first. He does drop pretty low, but is able to stall things out with his Q, and Shutdown going over. That's another stack for him, and they're able to heal Cam up just a little bit. And Jackson's ult did just run out, so now they're going to trade back onto him, and he is caught out. Is going to be Darius ulted, is not killed by it, but does end up falling. And Mike looking forward for another kill potentially. Not going to find it. Tusini looking for the kill onto Orianna, but gives away his position to the entire other team and gets ran down and is just going to die. Flashes into the Cho'Gath knockup, and
we'll call that one a predict by Cam.
Yeah, that's not it.
That was a little rough. I feel like once Vi dies and your Swain ult runs out, you kind of just want to not take the fight, maybe.
Yeah, and grubs are going to be the next thing to look for here. BB actually getting a lot of advantages in this game right now. Varus, despite being down about 20 CS, most likely has a gold lead here. Yeah, about a couple hundred. And Anivia does not have as much as a lead as you would hope for.
Something that Metabusters was so good at, especially last season when they got the championship, was they were really good at figuring out when they had to cross map because it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Tusini just annihilated him. This actually is going to be a mark towards feats. They were able to secure all 3 grubs, I believe.
Yeah, and even though they're at a 2-death deficit, they are at a only 300 gold deficit. Which I guess we can attribute to the jungle and bot CS leads.
Yeah, I mean, I think bot's still down, and actually both supports have 2 kills. But there's a slight advantage in the mid lane, and jungle's up about 400. I don't know, it's pretty even across the board. The CS was, or the gold lead was hurt a little bit by Blake being able to secure the Rift Scuttle Crab. I can't even talk. And Corrin's in big trouble here if he steps up to do anything, but he's a smart man. He knows not to do that. In theory.
How funny would it have been comedic timing wise to just run up as you said that? I was fully expecting it.
This flash ult. He is going to get stunned up here, takes the empowered E. I mean, this Anivia pick is getting a lot done. Has not been punished at all, has denied about 30 CS. I think that's what you want to see out of it. It's definitely not set up there to dominate. Building towards the Roa and the Archangels is just going to be a bit of a like tanky mage. You know, typical setup, probably going to see something, or normally you see something similar come out for Swain, but not when he's playing support.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fully expecting Blake to just play side lane wave clear and not try to do anything else.
And Blake has no mana, so he's not going to be able to find a kill here. He does get so much damage traded down on the Gorn.
Who canceled his back?
Yeah, gold lead is back in Metabuster's favor. Cam's just actually able to farm decently in this lane, better than I would expect. But it's just getting harassed by the Swain while Brandon shoves in the wave.
He's doing a pretty good job of avoiding the never moves and the Swain W.
And Tusini is pointing out that the Rift Herald is spawning in about 40. This could be potential feats for Metabusters. Big Bananas would need to take first tower and the Rift Herald and whatever comes up next. Not ideal. Blake able to get a lot of damage down, and Mike is here. This should just be a dead Corn. Flashes pretty fancily, was able to hit the sweet spot, but is just going to die for it. Looks like they're going to trade Michaela back, but the Varus ultimate is coming out. Decent chunk of damage coming down onto Fujer, but I don't think it's going to be enough for a kill. Certainly not if Tusini is able to assist but it could have won them the Scuttle Crab.
It's definitely possible. They are moving Swain up.
I do not actually think Vayne wins this 1v1 if she gets knocked up. The ultimate is not available for Cho'Gath, but it does force out double sums from Vayne. This smite fight is going to be a little important, and it does go over to Fujer. Mike just smites just a little early, and that is going to be feats. Wait, it's not? Alright, Corrin dropping the ultimate is able to get a lot of shields stacked up. Wasn't able to find too many people with it, but forces Blake's flash out and Mike's flash out. Now they're going to look for the kill onto the Darius. Did manage to get behind him, but Fuji dropping a little low is going to stop the chase. Doesn't want the Darius to be able to reset. They're able to find some CC down onto Blake. He does still have Egg Nivea available. But now Mike is 1v1ing 2CD on the backside, able to stack him up so quickly, but now Vi able to pick up the shutdown. And MetaBus just comes out so far on top of this. They're able to pick up another objective. I don't think it was feats because I think...
It's not feats because the Big Bananas took one of the grubs in the second set as well.
Yes, I did not realize. I thought MetaBusters got one the first time, but I think they got two.
They did, yep. This might be first tower, yeah, and it is first tower going over to Big Banana, so...
Yeah, if Brandon can chase this down, he could get a kill, but it's so hard with the zoning from Cho'Gath. Yeah, I mean, Big Bananas is still going to need to get the next two objectives in order to not lose feats, and this dragon looks like it's pretty heavily in MetaBuster's control.
Definitely. We are seeing the gold swing back into MetaBuster's favor here. First item is going to be completed for the set as well, even though he has been in a pretty tough lane. And MetaBusters is looking for a pick onto Mike.
He's just dead. The backside of this fight is going to be a little more interesting. Jusini is stuck in Fujer, just burning down from the Varus ultimate and the Swain CC. But Swain might not be able to make out of this alive. He is getting stunned up. The empowered E from Anivia is going to take a lot of damage out of him. But Jusini's on the backside, does not have Shockwave available, is going to need to flash over, but he's silenced for so long he gets eaten by the Cho'Gath. And it doesn't look like this dragon is so secured by MetaBusters anymore.
That's true, but Set did pick up a turret and is pushing into the top tier 2, so they will have to pull the Cho'Gath out to answer that push. They might be able to pick up a mid turret in exchange, but that will also give time for all of MetaBusters to spawn up to be able to contest this dragon.
Dude, Set's the worst fucking champion in the game. Why is he allowed to do this? Like, you leave him alone for 2 seconds and he just eats an entire turret. He is actually so back in this game. Almost has as much gold as Anivia now, even though he's down 20 CS and a kill.
Yeah, and BB all back, so they're giving over drag control again.
Yeah, they are on a ward, so they're going to know that it is being started up. I don't think Corrin's going to be able to escape here. Cam holding the ult really well, but he is going to be able to find the kill there. Another stack his direction. And they are just a little late to this dragon rotation, and finally feats are going over to MetaBusters. And Cam's 9 stacks right now, and only 3 of them are from minions, so he's going to be a tanky boy this game.
One thing that I have noticed is that feat prio has gone down significantly in pro play. We are maybe seeing a play onto the Cho'Gath who's TPing, but he's able to clear the whole wave, and I think they'll just have to back off. Yeah, as I was saying, I think in pro play, feat prio is like basically non-existent at this point. There were a couple nerfs to all the boots, which definitely play a part in that, but also I think teams have just realized that it's not worth throwing games over trying to stop them from getting slightly better boots.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially the same as First Blood and First Tower, and let's be real, no one cared about those originally. So, I don't know, I think we've just... Life has gone back to how it should be. They were considering the Otacon start, but I think with the Anivia and Darius double rotating top, they just need to attend their towers. There's 2 people pushing at both of the top and mid towers, getting a lot of damage down. Only have 2 grubs, so not as bad as it could be, but you still don't want to see all this structure health loss. Susini's now showed back up into Cam, but he does just get knocked up. And he's taking so much damage here. With Fujer and Susini together, they should be able to get this kill, but they have to expend double ults. And Cam with the flash ultimate, able to find the eat. And a TP is coming in from Blake to help make sure he does not die. They actually were able to pick up that top tower, and now there's a double solo lane pressure into the bot lane, and Fujer just has to run away, or he's not going to have a good time.
Cam is absolutely smurfing this game.
Yeah, he was having a bit of a rough like first 6 minutes or so, and then he just absolutely came online. Has 2 items. So does the Darius. No one else in the game has that except for Fujer. Cam is really damn strong. He has the most gold in the game. He does not actually. Fujer is low-key running the server, but Cam's bigger, so it's like more obvious.
Gold perception scales with champion size, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, bring back Ice Bone Gauntlet.
It's in the game.
No, like Frostfire Gauntlet. Sorry, the one that had champion size because it was a mythic item. You know what I meant.
Yep, I know.
Yeah, I mean, even if you catch Anivia, she still has egg, so it's going to be really hard to pick off this champion. Does have a shutdown, so does the Cho'Gath. These weird, fucked up solo lane picks are doing really well, as I expected. We will have to see if they kind of affect how team fights are played, but honestly, drafting Cho'Gath top and Anivia mid isn't that abnormal in a fight, so I actually don't think there's going to be any scaling issues as this game goes forward. But Tusini could be caught out a little bit here. He's not on a ward, but he is seen by the Darius here with the sweeper. Darius not going to be able to find the apprehend, so I think the play is just going to fizzle. And it looks like BB is just going to go mid and push for this tower.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing on map right now to play for except for those towers, and mid turret is really the only one that's low, except for Big Banana's bot tier 1. Oh yeah, Otacon does exist, but like, I don't know, that's a fake objective right now. You can't do that when everyone's alive.
Yeah, Tusini and Fujer were the target for BB, but they have such good vision, it's going to be really hard for them to actually get hit here. BB, honestly, with how much damage they have, they could just wait for a reset and then try and threaten something. But Tusini is able to get stunned up by the Anivia. I think that E was prevented by the Vi knockback, but they're able to find Tusini really quickly, and Fujer flashing into a wall has to queue over. And Blake flashing similarly weirdly, but is not actually able to find the empowered E.
I think Fujer actually had to flash like that. He didn't have enough distance on the Q to make it over the wall.
It just looks
Thomas
silly.
Gets caught out again. And that might be an Otacon for Big Bananas, which will put them in a very good position to take this drag that's coming up in 40 seconds.
And I think they got mid tower. Gold does go over to Cho'Gath. Cam looked like he was in a bad spot there, but totally wasn't. Has 3 items now, and gets to back on even more gold. And now the whole team has revives. It's looking good for BB.
It is a little rough for Metabusters. I mean, the revives go away. It's what, like 2.5 minutes that they last?
But that's in time for Dragon and in time for Nash. So they should be able to get an epic monster off of it.
At least one, yeah. I'm curious to see how Metabusters will position to see if they can maybe trade one. It's definitely hard considering Cho'Gath secure and how much damage you have with a Darius and a Varus.
Yeah, he is massive right now. 13 stacks, can only get 1 stack larger. Which does matter because his some of his abilities now scale with champion size. But yeah, I mean, this should just be a free dragon. Both teams are going to be at 2-2.
And Korn smartly is pushing out the top lane. Can't really do anything else. Force the TP.
He's
Cho'Gath.
probably just going to die to Cho'Gath, though. Unless he dodges the Q, then he's not.
Yeah, Cho'Gath crucially did not commit to using his Shurelya's there, so won't have really great chase, and I think Korn will be able to avoid this 4-man rotation.
Yeah, they know they have the smite secure, so they could just walk up and look at Nash, but I think they were trying to catch out Korn in case he rotated through the jungle, but smart enough not to do that, as you pointed out.
Yeah, and I think they will just start Nash. No, they will not. I guess still a flip.
Yeah, it's dangerous with Shockwave. Like, you're not as worried about the steal as you are about just getting one shot, because you have a couple tanky members on your team, but your whole team isn't tanky.
Yeah. Nice spacing by Fujer there. Dodges the...
Yeah, but he's going to get hit by the Anivia Q and just gets absolutely lit up. They might be able to find another kill on the back of this, but the Anivia wall is not actually helping them. Cam just walking up super far. Is just going to hop back into the Nash pit, and this should be an easy Baron secure for them.
Well, I can confidently say this is the best big bananas have looked all season.
Yeah, super solid. I mean, I think in some of those Andromeda games, they looked pretty solid too, but I don't know. This is good stuff. I think they're drafting intelligently. They got everyone on comfort champions. They have like a cohesive strategy, and I think MetaBuster's draft is kind of just all wants to do different things, and they were able to kind of keep it in the early game where those two duos, like the bot lane duo was doing well, the mid jungle duo was doing well, but now that they all have to work as a team, it is kind of falling apart a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, I don't know, I know Jinx was up in this draft, wasn't she?
No, she was bad.
Oh, she was banned, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you can draft like a hyper carry that isn't Vayne, that like scales well in like messy, I guess Vayne is good in messy fights, but like solid front to back hyper scaler with like an Ornn, I feel
Yeah,
like
Jackson is
a
just
lot
caught
easier
here,
to
gets
play.
knocked up literally 3 times in a row. GG's.
That seemed playable.
Yeah.
Might just be able to push mid and bot, try to get 2 tier 3s. I think it's definitely doable with the Baron on all 5.
Yeah, I mean, I think BB's just going to be able to walk down for a little bit. Next Dragon's up in 2 minutes or so. They don't really have any scaling concerns at all. MetaBusters has a couple. Mainly the Vi and the Set. But everyone else should stay pretty relevant as the game goes on, but it's just going to become increasingly harder to kill the Shogath, especially with the Vayne not having any kills so far this game.
Saw some nice cutting by Korn to stay alive there. Do have to give up the bot tier 2 for it, but something. Sometimes you have to make that trade when the enemy team is Baron. They are trading really aggressively onto Blake here, managed to take him below half, but then the Anivia wall, or Anivia ulti, will just stop their engage.
Yeah, Swain ult is going to be expended there. Might cut out a little bit, but it really doesn't matter. He takes 0 damage. They have so much magic damage on the team. He is actually just going to be able to get away with his Force of Nature purchase. No Demolish for Cam is a little sad just because of how much damage he'd be doing with it, but definitely not necessary. This Empowered Cannon Minion doing so much work to the tower, they're not even able to hit it. Bit of a short-range composition from MetaBusters, but now they're going in. Set is able to get the dunk onto Cam, but I believe he's going to be the first one to fall in this fight. Fuja just trying to take the out, and Korn is going to go down, has already burned the W. And now actually good condemn from Vayne. They're able to pick up a kill onto the Darius, and now Brandon trying to kite, but does get a Nivea walled off. So much damage coming through from Alex, and they're able to pick up a triple for him. And I think Fujer is not going to live here, does get flashed on, and the auto is going to take him out. And this is a 5-for-1 ace for BB, and I think with that, they're going to take the first game of the series in just under 30 minutes.
22-11. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have any statistics for any of these matchups, but I don't think most people were expecting such a one-sided game once you got past around the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really does come down to draft diff. I don't really know how MetaBusters is supposed to play there. Kind of a short-range composition, and you have the Vi Orianna combo to pick off a isolated long-range carry, which is the reason that Varus had poor CS. Except the problem is the Anivia and the Cho'Gath, which you can do nothing to. So, I mean, well played by BB. I'm eager to see MetaBusters select blue side in the next game, because I don't know what else you would do.
I think you just don't draft Swain support. That champ is fake.
Yeah, I mean, they gave over Darius, and any other contested pick was just completely slept on. I think you probably also want Tusini on a champion that he's a bit more comfortable on going into this.
I think he's pretty comfortable on Ori. That was one of the picks that we
I just
prioed
feel
when
like
I was on MetaBusters.
the Lux and the Syndra, I feel like he's looked a lot better on this season, and I think they're able to
Syndra
get
being
a bit
up
more
and him not picking it is a little strange.
Yeah, it also just plays really well into the Darius, makes it very hard.
It's true, it's true. Hopefully we will see some draft adjustments come out from them. I know Stav is in their call. I don't know if he is looking to sub, but it is worth checking
I
to see if
don't
rosters
think he
change.
can. He could sub
Point
for
issue.
Tusini or Fujer, but not
Gotcha.
Brandon.
That is probably not something they want to do then.
I've seen him jungle a couple times. Could cook, except having him and Brandon in the game means that they kind of get two shot by the Twitch. They have elected to stay on red side, which I don't love. Maybe they'll leave Jinx up and try and trade Darius for Jinx, but I don't know. It's tough when there's so many prio picks. Like, you kind of got to give one over, and at that
I
point,
guess
you
they
might want to
just
give over
really want
two.
counter pick for Tusini?
I mean, or for Korn, who they held it for last time and didn't get anything out of it. I wonder if maybe they just weren't
Yeah.
prepared for the Anivia Cho'Gath picks and just didn't know what to do, or for the first pick Darius. Like, I don't know, it's tough. I feel like you kind of gave BB everything they wanted. I mean,
Maybe knowing that
my bet is that those are the 5 champions that they went into this series wanting to pick in the first game, and I think they were just delivered that on a platter.
maybe knowing that the Anivia can go top, they don't pick the set, because I feel like Ornn just does everything better than the set, except maybe those 2 turrets that he got in the split push mid game. But I feel like if you're going to get a bad melee matchup, then you might as well just pick a champ that actually scales.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Seth got some stuff done. They just didn't have much to play for it throughout the game. I feel like Vayne was kind of useless in that composition, did not synergize with anything that they wanted. Does force you into a bit of a shorter range. Twitch and Kai'Sa were both banned off of Brandon, so I wonder if that continues to be true. I can't imagine the winning team on the same side would change bans up at all. But I do wonder if they give over a pick that they think BB's likely to pick just to get Korn the Darius. But you certainly don't want to play into it again. It definitely didn't look like the biggest problem on the other team, but I think you're wasting your time if you ban Cho'Gath. So I don't know. It's just such a tough thing for them to try and figure out here.
Do we know when draft will be? What happened to your OBS, sir?
I'm showing the wrong thing. That is why I can't screen share OBS anymore, because it fucking sucks. I think draft is in 5 minutes from now.
It looks like it's in about 4 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's just too many things you need to change from Head of Busters, so it's kind of hard for me to figure out what the highest prio is.
I'm not quite sure what is going on in Twitch chat.
Is it anything I gotta look at?
No, nothing bad.
Okay.
We're just having some... I don't know who Macklin M is, but they are exchanging some words with Mimi.
Gotcha.
Nothing bad. We're just talking about how Anivia and Jenna in that game were very, very skinny.
Yeah, I mean, stuff went well.
Yeah, it's nice to see Mimi back in a series. I think she played early in the season for them because of availability issues, but
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the strategy was. I think maybe that they wanted Blake support and didn't want to have Mimi playing if that was the case, which I think makes sense. Yeah, I'm not too sure overall, but I think now that they've chosen Blake top, I think Michaela has looked stronger as the support.
for sure.
Because I feel like Alana doesn't necessarily want to be down there, and put on Yumi too many times makes Jack a dull boy, so to speak. But I don't know.
What that guy said.
I just think this is such a tough spot to be in for Metabusters. It's like you already had 3 picks that you're scared enough to ban. A couple junglers from Mike. I mean, I think it's really easy to swap out one of those for the Darius, just because I think you need to get rid of that. I think the Cho'Gath is probably worth banning too. You did have the Orianna into it and didn't get much out of it. I feel like that's a matchup that should be decent for you. But
Yeah, at this point you have to wonder if
quite
they're
work
feeling the
out.
nerves too, because this series kind of decides the fate of their whole season. I think if
Yeah.
they do get in that tiebreaker scenario, their fate really isn't in their hands at all.
No, It is not. They at least want to get a game here. I don't think it matters too much for them, but anything helps at this point. They honestly could just be hoping for SKT to pull one over on BB. That would be really nice for them. But I don't know. It's tough. I mean, there's also the scenario where Alberts loses versus Fruitcakes too, and I think that helps Metabusters a little bit. Because then Alberts and SKT would be the teams to be eliminated.
That would help, yeah. But I think if you're Metabusters, you want to be competing for that
The top 4.
like 3-4 spot and not
Yes.
securing yourself a place in 5th or 6th.
Yeah. Although having a
Or
break
being
week to really
eliminated
get your
outright.
shit together like might help at this point in the series or at this point in the season. But I don't know. I was talking to Jacob the other day, and he's like, "If we make playoffs," like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. But I don't know. I wonder if that's indicative of the confidence at Metabusters overall. I feel like I've heard that there's some inner turmoil. At the beginning of the season, I really felt like they were capable of the repeat back-to-back champions, which is not something we've ever seen in Scrim Zone, by the way. And I think due to the nature of how things are done, I think it's hard. I think you kind of have to go for a semi-rebuild for it to be super possible.
Yeah.
But they were looking really good, and now they're just not seeing it. I wonder if Jacob was the sauce, and now that he's gone, they're losing it a little bit. But that doesn't seem fair because it's not like Jackson's been playing poorly.
Yeah, I mean, every series they've had with Jackson in so far he's looked fine, if not good. I think it is weird having Jackson and Brandon in, because now you're losing 2 of your starters, which I think, aside from Frostbite, is the first time they've had to do that this season.
Yeah, and I have heard some concerns about Brandon and Jackson's synergy, because I think Brandon tends to play more conservatively, whereas Jackson tries to play more aggressively. But I honestly didn't see too much of that in that game. Like, I feel like Jackson got punished for being aggressive, but it wasn't because Brandon wasn't being aggressive with him. And they were able to play together at the beginning of the game and get some of those early kills. Nothing's changed in draft so far, which I think is really worrying to me for Metabusters.
Well, I think the Rengar pick is fine.
Yeah,
I
I
don't have
think we
any
need
issue
to
with
see
that.
Darius over Kane.
I don't like the Kane ban, I just don't get it. Maybe they have worries about him going blue Kane and them not having enough CC to do that, but like if he locks in Kane, you can just draft a comp that deals well with it. We are seeing the Janna ban.
So that means you're giving
Which is...
Darius. So we pick Jinx here, right? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we've
Well, at
done
least there's that.
something right. We traded this and we've banned a pick that made bot lane frustrating. That's good. Unless they don't
So,
lock this in. Unless this is a hover and they don't decide to do it.
from what I remember, they just slammed the Gragas. This might be
Could be a flex.
a fake flex. I'm pretty sure it's going... Actually, I don't know. I don't know if Fujer plays it, but I don't think Korn plays it either.
I feel like I've seen both of these players play it, but that could also be in my head. I've been
They
having a
might
lot
have
of
played a
weird
couple
dreams
games
lately.
here and there. It's just not
We're hallucinating
a
it.
pick I associate with either one of them. It is good into the Darius, though.
Yeah, it's good into the
Great
Darius top.
disengage.
I don't know if it's good into the Darius jungle, but
It's like
it should
fine.
carry over, right?
You clear at similar speeds. Your ult is still super high impact. It's a lot easier to go AP Gragas in the jungle than it is in top. Which could be relevant. I don't know. We are seeing the Varus locked in again. That is Alex's super comfort, along with the Jhin Caitlyn.
Yeah, I mean, Varus Nami is just as good, so I don't know. I might have preferred to see the Cho'Gath band over the Janna, but maybe they felt like the Janna really pinched their support pool. I think it does provide a little better anti-dive than the Nami does. But
And I think Mimi's also just more
Rel,
comfortable on the Nami.
I would bet money that this is first time Rel for Jackson in this server. I don't think I've seen that before. I'm hyped. Cho'Gath is banned out here, which that's good. Does mean that either Echo or Gangplank is going to be up, and I want to see the Echo banned. I think you got to commit 2 towards the first person. I think that means that you got to blind Tusini and then go for a better counter pick for either top or jungle here, because I think keeping the flex alive is important. And you gotta ban mid-tier.
Yeah.
But they're banning Renekton. So they seem confident that this is Gragas jungle. And I was actually leaning maybe the other direction. But I don't know. I don't know if they've done
Gragas
their
seems more
research.
like a Future champ than a Corn champ, but I might be lying
It
with that one.
does, but I like more inclined to say that I've seen Korn play Gragas. But I mean, I could literally be making this up.
Do we just ban the Anivia here? Do we not know what to ban?
No, ban Echo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so what are we doing about Echo? Cam, you are the biggest coward in the world if you don't pick this champion. I don't care. Do it for the culture. He is good enough that he can get it done.
Luxban is good.
Yeah, I almost would have liked to see Lux Syndra, but he didn't pick it last game. Okay, and we're blinding Aatrox. I hate this.
I hate it too.
I'm pretty sure Blake had a counterpick plan for every single top laner this guy could have picked. And you've ruined your flex. Unless Tusini's playing Gragas, in which case this is the greatest thing I've ever seen happen. We got freaking. How do I forget who this is? Niski.
Huh?
Niski, that's who I was thinking
Oh,
of. But yeah,
yeah.
Garen Echo. We got Giga Comfort, and Cassio is our counterpick of choice. I think Aatrox Garen's actually is a pretty neutral matchup. Picking Silas and Echo,
really
which
good
is
here.
actually a better one, do have the ability to steal the Nami ult, the Garen ult, the Varus ult. All of those
The
are
Echo
good.
ult.
That one is a given. But yeah, the Darius ult is fucking terrible. Instead, we're picking Talia.
I don't love that.
Echo has a dash. No one else has a dash.
You don't have an
And
80 bruiser to pair it within the jungle.
I also don't
You
think
don't have guaranteed CC
Talia
setup for that.
wins this. Yeah, this
is
is
such
a
a weird
losing
pick.
matchup for Talia. Because champions like Echo and Silas to a much lesser extent, because I think Silas is forced to dash to you more, but these kind of like mobile assassins who don't really have to interact with your stones do so well into Talia because she's compositionally countered by assassins. She just has some mechanics that can deal directly with their dashes. But yeah, I don't know.
What value does it bring? Like,
it gives them good rotations. Like Tusini's a good roamer. He does really
that's
well
true.
when he can roam
That's
across the
true.
map, but
if you're doing that, you already have a Gragas jungle. Just slam him the Zeri. Like, we know his Zeri's good. We know he likes to roam on it. It gives you so much more value in this draft, I feel like.
is that champion still as good?
I feel like it's better than Talia here. What does Talia do?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I don't know. It's like we give over the Echo, and then it really didn't seem like they actually had a plan to counter it, which it just sucks.
The only, like, half-decent CC setup for Talia in this draft is Rel. Everything else is actually just on...
I think
like,
it's insane that we didn't pick the Silas. That was so good.
The Silas was good. If you were playing for lane, if you're picking for roams, there's, like, four champs you probably could have picked. Like, if you're going to pick a losing matchup, just pick Galio if you're worried about it. Like, and I don't even love Galio in this draft, but it just does everything Talia does better. Like,
yeah, I mean, I really don't hate Galio at all. You have plenty of engage to follow up on. Aatrox, Rel, Gragas already going to be on top of everybody. It gives you a really strong front line. Good peel for the Jinx.
The
and
only
Silas
issue with
kind
it
of
is that
does the
there's
same
solo
thing.
AP on the side of Big Bananas.
Yeah, I mean, okay, personally, I think Varus and Nami do a decent amount of damage too that you can't really overlook with the bubbles and just Varus as a champion in general. And I think everyone is playing a magic resist character element of Galio is overlooked. If you're playing a more damage Galio oriented build, it's actually easier to itemize armor. So I don't know. If you're playing into solo AP, honestly, there's an upside to just using your inbuilt magic resistance and magic shields to be your MR, and then just leaning into building armor items for your actual tankiness. But
it's true, that definitely is.
I mean, we don't need to talk about Galio though, because they didn't pick it. They picked Talia. This is like the just pick me whatever. Like I don't care.
Let's lose in peace.
Yeah. Ah, dude, this is rough. I really don't like this. Like, I don't know. We hover a pick that is arguably the best pick you could have had, and then...
Oh, I tried to create a prediction at the same time that you did.
That's okay. Cam is saying that Echo is unplayable here.
No, that's Mason saying that.
Right, that's... Oh, is that not what I said?
You said Cam.
Oh, I think Mason was saying that Cam shouldn't pick Echo if he's unplayable. That's what I was trying to say. I think it's fine, though. Not gonna lie. Like, it's a little tough, but... Like, you're so mobile. Like, it's actually hard for any of these champions. Like, there's no point-and-click CC. Like, it's not ideal, but it's certainly not unplayable.
What are we worried that Cam's gonna pick that we're not blinding Syndra and holding top counter pick?
Like, maybe Echo, but you can ban it. Like, you can probably ban whatever it's gonna be.
Like,
you don't
just
pick
ban
Lux either.
Cho'Gath Echo and you slam the Syndra.
Yeah,
no?
I mean,
like,
Cam
I
loves playing
don't understand the
Kassadin and
draft.
Fizz, which do beat it. But then he's on Kassadin or Fizz, and the rest of your team's just fine. And he's playing an assassin in organized play that isn't Echo, because Echo's like the fakest assassin ever, because he just gets to heal to full health if he doesn't get his kill. I don't know, man. This is bad. I wanted to see Metabusters improve their draft. They gave over Darius again. They gave Echo over this time in addition. They stopped Anivia, which into Aatrox, I don't even think it's as good. Aatrox loves his playing into ranged matchups. If you're better than them, which maybe Corn's morale is defeated after the first
But then
game.
why are we blinding Aatrox?
Yeah, it seems like they just weren't prepared for this Darius jungle pick at all, but it's ubiquitous in the meta right now. Like, you...
If you just want to play passively, not take any risks top, just pick the orange. Like, you have a Jinx.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think this Aatrox matchup is better than if you had blinded Ornn into a Garen Darius duo top. Like, that would have been devastating.
Yeah, but I mean, number one, you don't need to blind top.
I don't know. I think
two,
the first four picks of their draft I liked. They just completely sold it with the last one. That's the stance I'm gonna stay on.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with Mason, by the way. Wukong is like unplayable for Darius jungle.
Future got a Wukong in the bag.
It's Wukong. You just W ult and you win.
I don't know. He spends all of his time practicing Kennen in vain.
True.
Who knows what he got in the bag? I should have just kept that flash so I could have just like thrown it back into the middle of the screen. This is rough.
Yeah, I think Mason's right. I think Future has played Wukong before in the server.
Did he win? That's the real question. We didn't look at their historical stats. I
think we were too stun locked by the Taliyah pick.
I am. I really am. I don't know why we picked it. If they had any more dashes than one, and half of Echo's mobility is a blink anyway. Because the E's a dash, but the second half of the E isn't.
Future is 3-2 with a 4.42 all-time win rate and KDA on Wukong in the jungle in the server.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't hate Gragas.
I don't either, to be clear. I just don't know why we're picking it with a mage who needs reliable ADCC.
And then killing the flex on 4. Even if it's a fake flex. Yeah, then we have Blake on freaking bowl haircut boy. Like, I don't know. Alex is up a little far. Good trade with Rel, utilizing the bone plating well. Forcing Alex to miss a little bit of CS, but
Good trades for Corn though.
Yeah.
Only issue is Garen's just gonna heal all of it up.
Yeah, Aatrox does eventually, once you have the cooldown on your passive short enough, but... Yeah, and that's why Echo is not countered by Talia. He dashes perpendicular to the rocks, doesn't get hit by them, and then blinks through the rocks. It's so tough. I expect top lane to go mostly even. Corn is on like Giga Comfort. I just think Blake can do horrid things to people with the Garen pick.
I am quite worried for Metabusters here. I guess the good news is they at least have a Jinx this game.
Yeah, I mean they do have like decent comfort on their team compared to last game. We'll see if that gets them anywhere. And they can still play around like the roaming Tusini style, which I think was definitely missing on the Orianna. So we'll see if they're able to get more proactive leads early in the game. And I think that's what they're going to have to hope for. But if they're down at like 10 minutes, it's going to be bad.
Talia's also out of mana.
Yeah, so is Aatrox.
Oh, so is Garen. Oh.
Thanks. I needed that.
Yeah, Corn is even in CS, but he's getting ganked.
Yeah, he gets flashed on by the Darius, and he is just going to die. First blood going over to Blake.
Now
the
freaking will move to mid and be sighted on the ward.
It's okay, our two default white boys in the top lane have reunited in the top lane on the same team this time and have decided to kill the Darkin.
Oh my god, they were roommates. Does this work? Can you do this as Metabusters bot lane?
Yeah, I mean, you're still getting XP, and you're already up CS. And he's now walked back out, so I don't think they actually lost too much off of it.
Yeah, I think Jinx lost a couple minions, but I guess it's whatever.
And now the flash is coming in, forces flash trade, and now Gragas can just look bot for free. Hopefully.
Does Jackson play enough Rel to know you Q flash, not flash W?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Surely it can't be that hard, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like you can get value out of it as long as you're hitting your abilities.
Yeah, but
maybe the goal is to force the flash.
He forced the flash, which is like not bad. Don't get me wrong.
No, wait. Nice. Okay.
Waved.
No, -1. Oh, and Corn missing that Q1 sweet spot is actually really brutal. Is going to flash forward, but doesn't get anything out of it. If he had hit one or more of the sweet spots earlier, it's really good for them. But now I think they're going to be able to get this kill into Brandon. The traps were thrown just too far back, and I think Alex should be able to pick this up. Barrier coming out for Brandon. Now he's out of vision. They dropped the ward in the wrong bush, not actually able to extend the vision, and there's no mana left for Alex, but they're going to be able to find one kill, which gets them very close to the kill feat, which is not something that they were actually able to get last game. TP's coming out from Echo to maybe contest the dragon, but it's so hard for anyone else to actually do anything here. But Cam's just going to walk down. And, I mean, Smite's there, but he forces the flash out of Future, which is still pretty good.
He had the belly slam. He didn't need to flash.
Yeah. He might have used it on dragon. Lake used his flash earlier, but didn't need it to get that kill there and pick up Vita Warfare. And as I was saying that Metabusters needs to be ahead at 10, they're now behind 2,000 gold at 6.
I'm so confused.
Really good
really well played
from Cam there. Good flick though, and I think they're going to be able to find the kill onto Darius too, which might be able to get him back into this game. And the bleed is not going to be able... It is going to pick up Future. So junglers trading each other.
Yeah, that's a double kill for Tusini, which, I mean, I don't know. I guess we saw the Talia pick value there, but like, I feel like you do the same thing with the Syndra even.
Yeah, did Cam need to ult there to live, or did he just see two people who were going to get hit by it and went with it? Okay. Because he got like one shot when he went in there.
And he got Talia flash, so, I don't know, type worth an all chat there and move on.
Yeah. We'll see. I still think BB's in a very solid position this game. Metabusters
I
was able to
agree.
get the dragon, which helps him a little bit, but now Grubs are going over to BB. Especially with your team comp, you're going to take towers really well already, so that extra damage is going to be super nice.
This lane looks so rough for Corn.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where as soon as Garen hits 6 first, you're just in big trouble because he's able to force the kill on you because he has Ignite and Flash. But, I mean, Corn's... he's playing it well until that Q3, but... I don't know. Cam able to trade decently onto Tusini, gets the pop, gets some movement speed to just walk out. Does have the Dark Seal, so he's investing in his future.
Garen also has Swifties, which is going to make it that much harder for Aatrox to do anything in this lane.
Okay, Tusini wall coming out. Now they are doing these proactive roam plays. The Flick able to hit both of them. This should just be an easy double kill in the bot lane. They're able to pick up Mimi first, making sure to give it over to the right carries, both Talia and Jinx benefiting from a kill. And now Metabusters is back in this game fully. Next Dragon going to be up in 2.5 minutes, and they should have all these critical spells back available, including Tusini Splash from the previous play. And the proxy beats.
Gragas is opening towards top here.
Yeah, they're going to choose to fight the proxy. Cam does get flicked into the rocks. It's just going to hit tower. And it's going to have to ult here. Back into tower range. And has to flash.
Oh, but Garen's there. Okay.
Yeah. So he's not going to die, but he got a tower plate in exchange for his ult and flash.
Worth.
It's like he
again
thinks he's playing Cho'Gath again. But Blake is just going to pick up this kill, drops the Ignite, and the ultimate, and is just able to pick up a kill onto Tusini. Good shutdown going over to him. And this Garen is going to be a hit combo problem. Ball haircut, man. Too powerful.
Ignite, ultimate, thumbs up, killer combo.
Dude, he's making me want to do the Garen dance right now.
Yeah, I mean, really your only hope here for Metabusters is that
wait, Alex
he has enough kills.
Dude, Alex just got a turret plate and he didn't have to use ult or flash. That's just crazy.
Yeah, it's rough. You want Tusini to be able to carry these kills, and you want Jinx to have time to scale if you're Metabusters. It's really hard otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're in a good spot in the bottom half of the map for Metabusters. You don't really want to look at jungle or top lane. The Blake factor is really coming in here, and the fact that you've given over Darius once again. But now ult coming down, only able to find one, and Brandon might be able to find a kill here. Stun coming out from Rel, and if the Jinx ultimate is going to hit, that could be really good. Cam just needs to stay alive here, as Darius is just going to be able to stack up. It's Leah. Darius does not have a dash. He just walks at you. Good play from Jackson. They're able to secure Alex a little bit, but oh my god, both of them are so low. The arrow not be able to find either. All sums except for Nami flash are burned, and Brandon flashes almost in place, and Nami able to pick up a double kill.
Made me going massive.
That was such a, like, you could feel the nerves from the side of Metabusters there. They're trying to walk it out. Alex just barely missing the Q. Cam should be dead there, but I think the shield from his W is able to keep him alive. Oh, he did just burn ult, yeah. Off camera.
Might be picked up by Gragas here. Oh, I'll just walk out. Brother, why are we building Iceborne on jungle Gragas? You have...
Dude, this guy's a sicko, bro.
It makes no sense.
Okay, they are going to be able to find Blake here. He does not have flash. He should end up dying here. He's going to be looking for a kill onto one of them, but he might be able to cleanse the slow with Q and just run out, and yep, he is just going to get picked up by Gragas. Cam able to find one on the backside of this, and once Darius gets here, it's going to be big trouble, and he's able to get 2 bleed stacks, 3 bleed stacks, and he just ults, and he gets a kill. Darius is so good and fun and balanced. Yippee!
Yippee. I'm still just so puzzled at these draft decisions. We're 12 minutes in.
I don't know. I really will stress. I mean, not that Metabusters has any choice in it if they win this game, but BB needs to stick to blue side because the R5 picks have been losing matchups both times, and Darius gets given over as the FP. So, I don't know. It's rough. So many tower plates have been taken for BB. It is a main reason why they have such a big lead. They're up 5 kills, but honestly might have gotten more gold from tower plates at this point. Only 2 have been taken by Metabusters, and
they got the feats off of taking 6 grubs as well.
Yeah, I mean, the tower damage coming out from Echo, Garen, Darius is just going to be so much. All you got to do is just put Varus and Nami mid and just do a 1-3-1 all game, and it's just going to be so hard. Corrin burning the Q1 onto nothing, and it forces the ult out of him. Blake not going to be able to get the kill, but
also didn't commit
brutal.
Literally any resources. So
yep.
Just the ult out for free, and now he gets a free lane. Might even be able to take further here.
You're just so much faster. Jackson able to find a stun, but it's so hard for Jinx and Rel to force, especially when Bork's already up for Varus. It helps him kite against the Rel. First turret going down. Got basically all 3 feeds. And I think you do just have to back here as Brandon. You just have to watch Jackson die. I mean, the ult is just pulling Darius even closer to you. They're able to find a kill. Actually, really good Cask is going to take Alex down, if not for his barrier still being up.
Well played by Fujer.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most
Maybe
you
we
could
get
have
a Hail Mary Jinx rocket into that push? I don't think it's even enough damage, actually.
Yeah. Almost is able to pick off Cam there, but double ult expended off of Garen and Echo. Maybe that's an overinvestment. And Aatrox is not going to be able to pick up these 2 kills because he doesn't have R. And they're just going to look to kill him. And they can! Oh my god.
It's a 6,000 gold lead at 14.5 minutes.
This is just a disaster. I don't know. I will be the one to say it. The downfall of Metabusters does have to be studied.
I was not the problem.
I mean, they did get a chip last season.
They did. I was the problem last season, just not this season.
I don't know. I'll say no Jacob. The guy just brings a level of chaos to comms.
Yeah, I think one thing you can't underestimate is how important Jacob and Stav's mental is in these rough situations. Especially after you had the lead game 1 and lost it. I think it might be a little hard for Brandon and Jackson to keep the mental going, especially when they don't have this familiarity playing with each other.
There is the infamous Jacob Game 3 debuff, but it won't come into play if you do just lose 2 games right away, and they should be able to find a kill on Rel. The Nami knockup is going to make sure that that kill goes over. Cam not able to activate the passive on Corrin, would have been able to find the kill if he does so, but now Darius is just behind him. Tusini trying his best to flick people away, but had a good start of the game, but now he's died 3 times consecutively and found nothing from it. Really good flash from Darius, able to get so much damage down, held the apprehend, and now he's going to reset and kill both of them. It's a 7-in-1 Darius. You thought it wasn't a problem, you don't ban it, you take out the Janna, but I mean, this guy, he's such a problem. And now they've got a side lane tower at 16.
Bot tier 2, I think they'll be able to pick up top tier 2, they'll pick up their second Drake of the game.
I mean, Cam's just waiting here. He knows that no one's going to be able to contest him because they have to try to stop this dragon stacking, but he's going to back off a little bit. He doesn't know how fast Gragas is going to get there because he can't actually stop the dragon. But, I mean, they could just walk up and take Rift Herald here, too. 10k gold lead at 16.
Is Rift Herald even worth taking at this point? They have 2 outer turrets, or not 2 tier 2 turrets left.
Well, if you want to see Shelly dance, yes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's conceivable
Maybe
in this game.
Is it possible we hit the 20k gold lead? They have the wave clear for it.
Maybe. I think they
I
end
mean,
the game
if this
first,
game
though.
goes long, it is playable for meta buffers. If this game goes to like 40 minutes, I just don't think there's ever a world where that happens.
Yeah. Blake just running forward, like... And he can get trapped. It doesn't matter. Okay, they're trying to collapse on him. They take half of his health, maybe? Nope, he's staying above health, and he is able to get the kill on Darrell. They force Leah ultimate. Actually, huge cast coming out from Future. They're able to get a flick onto none of them. Blake just walks away, and Flash is forced out from Alice, and that time he finds the Q. Added the Blighted Quiver in there, I'm pretty sure, to secure that kill. And now Cam going in is able to pick up the kill onto Aatrox, fully stacks his Magi, or his Dark Steel, and that's a killing spree.
That flick was so close to being massive, just barely sidestepped by the Garen, and Alex able to flash it.
And Cam might be able to pick up this tower.
Yeah, I think he will. 6 grubs is
Lichbane
a lot for tower damage.
Echo Lichbane is like the grossest thing in history, I think.
I don't know, I would argue tank Echo from like season 6 or whenever it was.
Oh, I mean purely in terms of tower damage.
Ah, okay.
Set is
Then
up
yes,
there,
I'll agree
but
with you.
Lichbane Echo might be worse.
The worst is Nashor's Tooth Vagar at 50 minutes.
Okay, well,
Ask me how I know.
true. Dude, I cooked
That
up.
reminds me when Sanguine Blade used to
Yeah,
still
yep.
be an item,
Yep.
and I would play Split Push Pike in Earth.
Oh, what is wrong with you, Matt? I would bet a Sanguine Blade split push Volibear.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I would be 2.5 attack speed every game, and the lightning would just do absolute horrors to people in team fights. Fortunately, that item was justly removed.
Taken out back, and the new puppy was brought from the ranch the next day. Its name was Hallbreaker.
Honestly, better for the game.
Well, this iteration of Hallbreaker is for sure.
Hey, I like the old one. Better reason to flame your teammates.
True.
Yeah, I mean, they're just running at him. They force the splash. Yeah. I mean, they walk into the cloud zone, just so much movement speed. And Fuju's just standing there. I mean, I don't know if they kill him. How is he not dead? Cam might be able to win this. Is able to hit both of them. And he does not actually find either of the kills. They still have not killed Fujer. They think he's lagging. Oh, he is lagging.
Oh,
he
is lagging.
2 seconds of thing.
I thought he just gave up.
Thank you for not killing goats. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I thought he just gave up. He actually beat me.
I was like, do we need a competitive integrity report with this guy? Like, come on. Told he's not allowed to play.
For not killing him there.
Yeah. That's so funny.
A summoner has disconnected.
I don't know. As soon as I saw him eat over the wall, I was like, maybe not.
That might be my favorite moment of the season so far.
That's so silly. I don't know. I mean, Cerberus Syndrome Penta, man, that's up there.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Carrot winning a jungle game against Mason. But that's just like, that's all in a day's work. Like, that was ordained. That must have happened.
I don't know. I guess I can't pick a favorite one yet because there's always a chance SKT makes the miracle run.
Yeah.
They needed
you did say
to win,
so
right?
far. You said so far.
That's true, that's true.
No. BB needs to lose everything.
Oh, for SKT to make it?
Yeah. Because they need to make it over Alberts and BB.
Ah, well, I don't know how likely that is.
You know, it's not even 10k gold.
True.
It's 9.9k gold. Much better.
It is. That's a
Are you
whole
agreeing
100
with
gold better.
9.9k, or are you agreeing with much better?
It's a whole 100 gold better.
Is that much better? That's like a control word.
Yeah, it's a control ward and 5 ward pings.
True. We'll have to see how much value they get from this control word that they were saved. Maybe Jackson's going to win the game with it. Never know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, if it gets to 40 minutes, it's still theoretically possible for Metabusters to win this. Once you get like a 4 or 5 item jinx, it's just getting to that point will be really, really tough. They did find the pick onto Cam, which is significant. You took down half of his Dark Seal stacks.
True. Now he has like a whole like 25 less AP. Nope. 20 less AP.
Yeah, but now he can't buy the Medjai's full 10 stacks already.
True. He can just get a decap instead.
You're being so doomer, and for what?
I am a big proponent of using your R5 counter pick well, and I have been attacked on my principles.
Have they said anything in chat, or just hoping Fujir can fix it?
I believe that we're probably just waiting on Fujir.
Okay.
Stanley's input is, it's so over, they metabust once and are cursed to lose every game after. Return to Season 5.
Yeah, that's about how it felt in Season 5. It didn't matter if we stopped.
Yeah, Fujir's actually not in their call right now, so I'm assuming he's probably restarting something.
Maybe he had to restart his computer?
Or router.
No. Or router. Also possible.
Yeah.
Actually, this might be like super 5-head meta busting. You can't finish the game if your player can't reconnect.
True, except I think at this point it would be a reasonable forfeit.
That is also true.
I don't know. Is anyone gonna follow the legitimate claim of, oh, we are gonna win, we are only down 10k?
We had a scaling comp. Trust.
Yeah. True.
Sarv is asking you which team you think uses R5 the best.
Ooh. Huh.
I would have said Rift Sharks except for that Fruitcake series.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to think about it. I feel like there's a couple that I could rule out.
Metabusters. Actually, usually I feel like their R5s are like good. It's
I
just
don't know.
this series they were a little perplexing.
I feel like Inferno does a good job usually, but they do a good job everywhere else in drafts. I don't know how much about the R5s. Although I feel like Draco's had some solid picks for them.
Yeah, for sure. Who do you think is best, Sarv?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Andromeda and Rift Sharks are like cop-out answers, but maybe one of them.
You know, we didn't give MVP for game 1.
Oh,
Probably
shit.
could do that now. I think it's just Cam.
Yeah, I think that's pretty easy.
Yeah, I agree with Sarv. Inferno usually holds ADC pick for last.
Yippee! Okay, so my call out is agreed upon. Excellent.
Fujir has not yet rejoined the call.
Oh,
So
what
I
the
think
hell are they saying
at this
here?
point Oh, he just joined it. I was
Okay.
gonna say we have to fly Stav out to California so we can play on Fujir's account, but
Yeah, I mean, I agree, sorry, but I think both Rift Sharks and Andromeda have good drafts. I just feel like it's like tough to say Like, oh, we utilize R5 specifically the best when I think we've just both been performing pretty well overall across the course of the season. It's hard to call it out as like a specific. I'm just. I ran ads too recently. I think that would be a great time to do it. So pre-rolls are off for the rest of the game, but nope. Dude, Cam's been dead for so long. That's gotta like really damage your mental.
Playing Gray Screen Simulator. Also, if his camera was like placed on where Tusini is, he just hears Talia breathing noises the entire time. I think maybe Future's loading back in.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing as well. So we're gonna have another couple minutes of pause, but
I don't like the words that I'm seeing that are peeking through that Grubhub.
yeah.
Might be a little blasphemous.
What they said was, I turn water to piss the way Jesus turns water to wine. That's the, you know,
Awesome.
that's actually a unique ability of all living creatures. You know, that's what makes it so unique that everyone can do it. There's probably some things that don't drink and then pee afterwards.
PB is asking who has the most aura in the server.
Not you. You meaning
Not
PB.
not you as in PB.
Yeah. I don't think no.
Well,
has
it
the most
depends on
aura
which
either.
type of aura you're
Right. If are we talking about unfettered ass, or are we talking about like aura?
A summoner has reconnected.
God bless. Dude, I feel like Brewer has the most aura and PB has the least aura, which leaves Rift Sharks at neutral aura.
Does have
Blake
the most
is like
aura?
a second best though. If Blake
hard
was
to sing
around
Dad.
more, he would have aura.
I think Dad has good aura. Yeah,
That isn't around enough.
that's true. Yeah.
It brings him closer to 0. Decreases his absolute value aura.
Well, if we're talking about absolute value aura, then PB wins. No.
Right. Well, that's why I already said he won in one of the directions. Psycho Carrot's up there too.
True.
I don't know which direction, but he's got something going for him. Oh, here we go.
Oh, we're back. Big.
Ruinous Otacon spawned bot. And it's going to be taken immediately. It's going to be taken in 15 seconds.
A summoner has
Pause bug.
disconnected.
Pause bug. Pause bug.
Phew.
We made it.
I just had a heart
worried for a
attack.
second.
Oh no. Shelly is left to go her own way. I do really miss
Sure.
Sheila though. I'm so sad that they've removed her from the game. She's adventuring.
Wonder if she'll ever be brought back.
No. Ah, come on. Stay on my goats. Dude, she's getting
Your goat's kind of not doing
Dude,
anything.
she got
Okay.
3 minions.
Yeah,
That's so much
was one
gold for
auto
Darius.
minions killed.
Still alive. Oh, okay. Dragon's
I
up
think your
45
stream
seconds.
lagged out. Oh, okay, it's back.
Oh my god. Yeah, it did cut out a little bit. I had to unplug my Ethernet cable because I was hosting in the Seto server earlier.
Unlucky. They are trying to pick an.
Okay,
Pick up
Cam
another pick on
ults back
Cam.
in again. This has been his downfall this game. He's forced to flash his timing. It's absolutely collapsed on, but he's probably still going to live.
Yeah, he's
He
just
got
outie.
2 flashes for that. Maybe 1? I think 2. I think Real Flash 2.
I think 2. I think Raw flashed. Yeah.
I was Detroit as the Hex Flash channel that I missed. Always possible.
No, I'm pretty sure it was full flash. That's crazy banter.
That is... Okay. Maybe the gates have been opened due to the pause. I don't know. They've now finally surpassed the 10k gold lead, and they're going to be on soul point. I don't know. This game is...
Oh, it dropped back below 10k for a second.
I don't know. I guess he's like calling them bans because they were all on his lane. I don't know. Fuju's just going to live here. Okay, wait. If like here is the ruler spot, right? Can this just be the Fuju spot? Like, can we have that? Talia ult is burned, and actually Alex is in a pretty bad spot here. The good cask, honestly, coming down and shutdown going over to Talia, but Cam is here, and he is killing 2 people. One of them is actually picked up by Blake, but there's the actual double kill, and Korn should fall as well. Tusini going to live, but I think they can just walk down mid. Echo's just going to go push bot lane. Baron hasn't even spawned yet this game, so they're not going to have too much of a push, but they do have 6 scrubs. 18-second window to get as much done as possible, provided Talia doesn't slow them down too much, and I think they're going to be able to get all 3 towers, probably not all 3 inhibs. That's 1.
I think they might be able to do 3
Oh, wait, that's 3.
Scrub.
I didn't realize the tower went down. Cam flashing in again, taking a lot of damage. Is going to be able to pick up his... died to Jinx Rocket, actually.
That's 2 kills for Jinx.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Brandon now resetting. Should be able to find a 3rd. Flashes forward. Is able to trade. Hits the W. That's a triple kill for Brandon. He's kind of online now. Might get IE off of that. They were able to double inhib, but not triple.
That's really good for the Jinx. Just pick up your IE. Start building towards a Runon. You can farm for days.
Yeah, you have to play Farming Simulator now because so many of your inhibs are down. It is going to be very hard for Metabusters to contest Baron here, but if Cam keeps playing the way he's been playing, they could get back to this game. He's given over a lot of picks. I would believe if you told me he was in a rush for this series to end. Oh my god, Blake just deletes those chickens.
He is building Stridebreaker into full crit, so he's not the tankiest.
Yeah, but he can one-shot pretty much anyone on their team.
Yeah, but if you can peel the Jinx, it's maybe playable.
Yeah, I don't think he's trying to one-shot the Jinx, to be clear. I think he's trying to one-shot the tanks.
That's true.
He has more than enough damage with the normal build to one-shot Jinx. And they're just gonna spawn camp the Baron.
He's also bush cheesing with them. Alone.
Yeah, he was on a freaking mission to destroy that ward. And now Cam is gonna draw global aggro once again. But Baron's just gonna fall down so quickly.
Guess you can try to Hail Mary a Jinx Rocket and steal.
Yeah, I mean, take a look. I mean, I don't even think they know what's happening. Like, they would have to just purely guess. There's no vision anywhere near it. And now they can really just commit to this push. Cam's a little low, does have the ultimate available to heal himself up, but I think they're going to commit to a 4-1, with the 4 being in the mid lane. They just got to grab this mid inhib, and then they're going to start getting double super waves, and it is going to die immediately. So the next wave that's spawning is going to have him, but I don't think it matters. They should be able to force the game to end by then. Do have 6 scrubs, but they're a very short-range composition, so it's going to be hard to force it a little bit. So they're just going to babysit their empowered cannons and see what they can get done there. Actually, pretty good flick coming down to Darius. They're not going to find too much to lock him down, though. And Blake going in, getting so much damage onto 2 of them. And Jackson's going to be the first one to fall. The tower is the next one to fall. Fuji casts himself, not able to hit anyone. Aatrox's down next, but Blake is going to die for it, and now they're going to find the kill onto Tusini. Darius getting a reset, is able to find 1 more kill, and tries to get the Dungo to Fuji. Not going to be enough to kill him, but it is going to get picked up by the Echo, and that is a 26-minute game for BB, and they 2-0 them, and they are trying to make a statement and make the climb back into playoffs. Wow.
They're still alive. Who do you think MVP for this game?
It's got to be Mike, right?
I think Mike had a really good game, but also Mimi had a crazy good game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Mike got like all the lanes snowballed.
Yeah, that's true. He did snowball Blake, and then Metabuses couldn't play because top was always like infinitely ahead. I'm fine giving it to Mike.
Okay.
Just wanted to shout out Mimi for the really good game.
I mean, I think everyone on the team played a great 2 games for sure. That was nuts.
Nope.
Hey, Mike.
Oh my God! Hello.
Yeah. MVP, congratulations.
Thank you.
Did you expect to get Darius both games this series?
No, I wasn't even planning on playing him the first one, but they left him open, so I was like, he's OP.
Yeah, I mean that's. I was kind of shocked it was up the first game. I feel like even if you don't necessarily particularly play it, I think at this point he's just so strong that you got to prio it, and he seems like he's right up your alley. I know you got that Aatrox jungle in your pocket as well,
Yeah.
so.
I played it back when it wasn't like meta, and now it's meta, so I was like, you know what? I'll just put the Darius in the bag. I'll play a good champ for once.
Yeah, so I think your playoff chances are actually only dependent on 1 out of 2 things happening. You either got to win your next series, or I think if Fruitcakes
needs to beat Inferno,
Albert
right?
and it's Albert's Inferno, then you guys also either make it or can get in off a tiebreak. So I hope you're feeling pretty confident, but don't ego too hard versus SKT. I think they're a team that has not had too much success this season, but I know they're putting in some work recently and trying to pull themselves up a little bit. So how are you feeling there against them?
I'm feeling a little confident. I think we got a good shot.
I guess do you have a prediction for FC Inferno?
Not yet. I'm still thinking. But I think we'll win.
Who will win?
Us.
No, I mean Fruitcakes versus Albert's Inferno.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought it was, sorry, my brain. I'm not on a lot of sleep right now.
Yeah,
so.
you're good.
My brain is like all over. I think I'm rooting for Mason. I gotta root for FC.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that helps you out more, and I feel like Fruitcakes has looked pretty solid this season, so I think that makes sense. Has morale been as good as it is right now all season? Did you guys always feel confident enough that you're going to pull it back, or did you just kind of feel emboldened after you've done well the most recent series? Or
we've been chilling those series. I think a lot of our team is mostly like a lot of friends, so like there's no really like tilt or anything. So I think we just needed time to figure out like positions and comps. So I think we're pulling it back.
Yeah, I mean, I think if
told Blake to put the fries in the bag and lock in top lane again.
Everyone.
Including people not on your team.
Yeah, Matt would DM him like every day. Day 1 of asking Blake some more.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I think if I had to give out a most improved award for the regular season, it would definitely be you guys. I feel like the first couple series were a little rough, but now you guys have completely pulled it together. Look like a very functional, very good team, able to take a game off of the undefeated team. That's obviously huge, and then able to take a series off of, I guess, the incoming favorites for this season. So it's been looking really good. I will let you guys go celebrate, but really good series from you. Congrats on the 2-0, and good luck versus SKT.
Thank you.
GG's.
I look forward to our rematch.
Yeah, me too.
Alright. Thanks for having me.
Yep, see ya.
Thanks for coming.
See ya.
All right. Well, everyone make sure to tune in on Sunday for, I don't know, who knows which of them will be streamed, but either Fruitcakes versus Skaven or Rift Sharks versus Andromeda. RS versus Andromeda is going to determine who gets first place, so that's going to be pretty exciting. And if Skaven's able to scrape a couple series in, they could honestly threaten BB's position if things go super well for them. If they start doing that, then I think that does knock both of them out of playoff contention. If they're able to get that dub on BB, it should be pretty interesting. But all these games left in the season still matter a lot. So stay tuned, keep watching, and expect a podcast episode after all this clears up and it's clear what's going to happen going into playoffs. This has been a banger season so far. Thanks to y'all for tuning in, and thanks Noah for the co-cast. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, thanks for having me. It was a fun cast. Hope to see some fun series on Sunday from my vacation. So yeah, that's all I got.
All right, well, thanks again everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.